What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to a brand new video. Today we're talking about the RPKM, a weapon that a lot of Red Sec players absolutely love, but this video is focused on multiplayer builds. I'm not going to lie, I'm personally not the biggest fan of this weapon. It's not the kind of gun that will dominate gunfights or get you flashy multi-kills, but it does have one clear strength that makes it worth using for certain players. It has basically no recoil at all. So if you're someone who struggles with recoil control in Battlefield 6 or just want a weapon that's easy to beam enemies from mid to long range, the RPKM might actually be perfect for you. This is why the RPKM stands out. The RPKM in Battlefield 6 is a light machine gun designed for mid-long range gunfights with suppressive fire, and it's unlocked at level 30. It's known for being highly configurable and having excellent recoil control and solid accuracy, but it does come with a slower time to kill compared to other LMGs, especially in close range fights. On paper, it's supposed to be a supportive, consistent weapon, and in practice it's exactly what it is. It's not flashy, it's not fast, but it's stable and reliable, and that's what makes it stand out if you're a certain type of player. So, talking about the overall strengths, it's extremely low recoil, stable and consistent, convertible for different playstyles depending on your attachments, and it works great with assumed optics thanks to the low kick and tight spread. Their weakness is, though, it's a very slow time to kill. It's got a slow ADS speed at the beginning, which can be countered with the right attachments. It's got mediocre mobility and can feel weak against aggressive players using high rate of fire weapons. How to use the RPKM effectively? The RPKM works best when you play to its strengths, mid-range accuracy and low recoil. Use it to hold angles, control objectives, and suppress enemies from a distance. Don't try to play it like an assault rifle. That's where most people go wrong. You have to anchor down positions using cover and take advantage of your accuracy to win fights before the enemy even has time to react. If you find yourself in close quarters, either switch to your secondary or pre-aim corners to compensate for the slow ADS time. Normally, I bring you guys 2 builds in these videos, but today I only have 1 build. I've tested a ton of setups, and this one only configuration I could recommend. The build focuses on what the RPKM already does well: no recoil, beam light precision, and steady control, while also countering the slow ADS speed a bit. It's a setup that makes RPKM as strong as it can be for multiplayer, especially if you prefer a more methodical and defensive playstyle. With good positioning, this build can even perform well on smaller maps, which surprised me. As long as you don't rush headfirst into gunfights, it holds its own just fine. But in final thoughts, the RPKM is definitely not a top-tier weapon, but it does fill a niche. If you want a low recoil consistent LMG that rewards patience and positioning, this is a great option, especially for newer players, for those who prefer to anchor lanes and provide cover fire for their team. But if you're looking for something fast, flash, and built for aggressive close range plays, this probably isn't the weapon for you. Still, with the right build and mindset, the RPKM can surprise you with how effective it actually is. If you enjoyed this kind of honest, in-depth breakdown, make sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. Now let's jump straight into the build. So here it is. This is a build that I would recommend. It's basically the only build that I ended up using. I did try a lot of different combinations, but I ended up just not really liking it, or it didn't really make sense to use on this weapon for the way you want to play this weapon. So we're starting off with the side. This is the season, or the new season side, I guess. You need to unlock this through the season pass. I think it is free though, so everyone can unlock this. but it's the 1 to 4 time magnification scope. It does cost 20 attachment points. Most of the sizes you can see only cost 10 points. This one's 20. The reason why I use this, I can show real quick, is because it has the really clean close range quarter zoom, which is actually quite nice. But you can also take out players from, like, I think this is a 75-meter target, but even that, as you can see, it's not really polite. You can just see how low the recoil is on this gun. With not a bad ADS speed, as you can see as well. But I really like using both zooms. Especially for targets like that, it makes it much easier. It becomes quite awkward when you use higher zooms. So the variable allows you to use it at both angles, or both ranges, I should say. Now, we're running a suppressor. I feel like this suppressor on the thing is an absolute must. The reason why is because the TTK on this gun isn't that good. So if enemy players know your position well, they can aggressively push you, and there's a very high chance they're going to win that gunfight because their gun probably kills fast. I don't think there's a whole lot of guns the RPKM can win gunfights from. Even though it is a 3-shot kill up close, the rate of fire is quite slow, and a lot of guns could pull off 4 shots within the time this gun has pulled off 3 shots. So this suppressor honestly is a must. It also hides your in-road spotting, so the big red icon above your player model is not there anymore, which makes it overall a whole lot more stealthy. I, on purpose, also didn't go with a laser sight. I usually have laser sights on all of my builds because it improves hip fire range. But on this build, I didn't really find it necessary. Up close range, you're going to be losing some gunfights because of it, but you have that one-time scope anyways, so you can zoom in up close with this build anyway. So that's why we used the fireball scope. And you don't need the laser sight anymore. Important, use the heavy extended, improves fire accuracy over prolonged periods and increases projectile velocity. The projectile velocity is 837, which is not bad at all, so it should be okay to take out players from longer range that are strafing. Once you get used to the bullet speed, it's actually quite easy. The good thing with the heavy extended is that it becomes more accurate when you shoot it over prolonged periods, which basically means you don't really need to tap fire this gun anymore. If you just hold down the trigger, the gun automatically becomes more accurate instead of less accurate, which most guns would do. So the heavy extended is definitely one I can recommend. Now here we have the angled slim angled grip, which slightly reduces recoil, increases weapon draw speed, and enables a slightly faster transition to aim down sight. The idea behind this one is that I wanted to allow the gun for a little bit of a faster ADS speed, so it is usable up close, making it a little bit more versatile on more maps and making it more usable on more maps. And it suited my personal playstyle a little bit better. What you can also do, even though it probably is not super necessary on the RPKM because it already has low rate of fire, but if you want even less recoil on this gun, you can go with the full angle. Just keep in mind that with it goes at the cost of ADS accuracy while moving, but the gun becomes even more beamy. As you can see, the right side, it becomes a little bit more precise and it becomes a little bit more controllable. But personally, I went with the slim angled. And definitely 2 grips that are very nice if you want to make the gun just a little bit more aggressive and faster. And I went with the standard 40 round mag, which is the first one you unlock, which is quite convenient. There is ways, if you want to use different types of ammunition, get rid of the 1 to 4 times scope, but go with like a 3 times scope or the 2.5 or maybe even the 4.5 if you like those You have 10 extra points, which you could potentially use on the 40 fast, which is also quite good. The 60 and the 75 rounds, I tried them, but I couldn't really figure out a good build with them. And it's going at the cost of other points. The only thing what you could do if you find the grip unnecessary, because the recoil is already quite low, is get rid of the grip and then use the extended. Wouldn't really recommend, but it's one of the options you have. And then I went with the hollow points, improving the headshot multiplier. The gun has low recoil, and low recoil weapons are notorious for taking out players at head glitches. So if you can do it even faster with a headshot multiplier, is absolutely going to be amazing for this type of gunfights. Ladies and gentlemen, that is going to be a little bit of a short one this time, but I only have one build this time, and really it's the only one I could recommend. Hopefully this video was useful. Be sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet, and I hope to see you guys in the next video. What?